Hey folks, this is Vincent Idley with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're gonna play Havenfall. Now it's important to stress that this is our first time playing the game. We just unboxed it, we looked over the rules, we set everything up, so there may be some rule goofs here, but we're here to learn, we're here to have fun, and we're here to show you the game because it looks pretty darn cool. We were commenting off camera that everything looked awesome, the components 8-bit. The developer and I actually met at the Replay FX event in Pittsburgh, and he gave us a demo. Him and his wife were kind enough to walk us through the game, and I bought it right then and there. But anyway, Havenfall, it's 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, and the average play time is 15 to 30 minutes per player. Okay, so what is this game? Well, it's an 8-bit deck building game. It's really cool. Here's a look at some of the components. Here's the rulebook, in case you were curious about that. The rulebook is very nicely laid out. It answers most of my questions, no problem. Now, my only complaint is the box, okay? Games like Dominion have little slots that you can fit each category into. They did give us these which are, it's a nice touch, that whole 1 through 8 and 1 through 0 rather, A through Z, delete, end. Like, that's really cool, as if you were inputting a name into Legend of Zelda or something. But in Dominion, you had slots for each of the categories of cards. And for those of you not familiar with a deck builder at all, you start with, let's take Dominion as an example, which is a classic deck building game. You're going to start with a basic deck of cards. Each player has the same deck of cards, and it's usually money and some other special card that you can play to help you out in some way. Well, okay, so you have a standard deck of cards. Now you're going to have a pool of cards that you can buy from. That's where all of these different categories come into play. We're not using all of the cards in the game. For example, this blacksmith, we did not use the blacksmith, we did not use the cavalry here, we did not use the cloaks of order, the elite guard, no, I think we did use the elite guard. Lookout, necromancer, shadow, seer, you get the idea. There's categories here for turn order cards, arcane cards, adventurers, assassins, you get the idea. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to take some of those categories and put them out here, and they become your buying area, your pool. Those are the cards that you can buy during the game. Some of them will always be there. You've got silver and gold here. Like in Dominion, you start with like copper, and then you're going to be spending that copper to buy, say, silver, and then eventually gold. The cost is in the upper left-hand corner of the card. How much they're actually worth is in the middle here. Don't worry about this yet. I'll explain the lower part in a minute, the little cubes and all that. You start the game with 2 artifacts of each color. There's more artifacts in the box. Basically, you just keep dealing artifacts until you have 2 of each color. There's blue, red, green, and yellow to represent the 4 different types of mana in the game. There's blue, red, green, and yellow. You've also got, these are like hero cards. The game manual recommends that you start with a certain loadout, so I did that. This is a Squire, for example. This is how much attack and health they have, and those numbers come into play when you're trying to defeat these monsters up here. And that's actually how you win the game. There are minions up here, and then there's a boss. Now, if this goes away in the future, this could slide down and go from a boss to a minion. So no specific cards are bosses and no specific cards are minions. It's just whatever slot they happen to be dealt onto, that's what they are. The bottom numbers are the minion health and attack, and then the top numbers are the boss health and attack, or yeah, the health and attack. And rank 2 is how difficult they are. If you happen to defeat a boss, you'll go up a number of victory points equal to the rank. So if I were to defeat this boss, if I had enough to do 14 damage and 10 health, and it's a rank 3, I would defeat it, and then I would move my player marker up this score track over here to 3. And the first player that gets to 10 wins the game. So there's that. If you defeat a minion, you don't get any victory points. However, you do earn a mana of that color. So if I were to defeat this minion here, it's yellow, I would get to take a yellow mana cube and put it onto my player board like that, and then I could spend it on future turns. All right, so what happened? Okay, another thing, mana. I know I've been saying a lot about mana. I said we'll cover these little things down here on the bottom. Basically, mana is spent in this game to activate certain abilities. Now, because I am the blue player, I start with blue mana. Because she is red, she starts with 1 red. And each player color has different starting advantages. For example, in your starting deck, each player starts with 7 copper. They start with a shield, which benefits the green player. You start with a sword, which benefits the red player, and a spellbook, which benefits the blue player. Let's say that I have a spellbook on my turn. And let me just put these back for the minute. Let's say that I have a spellbook on my turn and I play it. Now, the normal effect is gain a spell for 3 treasure. So I can spend, say, 3 copper in my hand that I might have in my hand to gain a spell card over here. This is just a deck of spell cards that you can draw from and play throughout the game. Normally, without any sort of mana, you would spend 3 of that copper that you might have in your hand when you play it on your turn to take a card from here. However, if you have a blue mana, which I happen to have because I'm the blue player and I start with a blue mana, I can spend that by exhausting that mana, and then I can get one for free. So that is my benefit. Now, Ida Lee's benefit, because she's red, if the sword comes up and she plays that, it gives her 2 red by default. No, me too. But if she plays her red mana, play a random card from an opponent's hand, then return the card. So basically, I have a hand of 5 cards. If she spends a red mana, she can take one of my 5 cards at random, use it for her turn, and then give it back to me. So basically, she gets an extra card for free to use on that turn. So it's just, she'll want to use that, you know, to get it. Like, she normally has 5 cards that she plays on her turn, but if she has the sword and she spends the red mana, she'll have 6. 5 in her hand plus 1 from the 5 that she's going to pick randomly from my hand. She'll use that card for whatever she wants, then she gives the card back to me. So that's what the red mana does. Now, I can get a red mana in the future, like I said, by defeating a minion or a boss or something of that color. So that's mana. Mana is used to spend to activate certain abilities on these cards. For example, the yellow one, if you have a yellow one, that's mainly used for treasure. So normally this card will give you 2 treasure for your turn to spend on buying cards. But if you exhaust the yellow one, you get +2 treasure in addition to the 2 that the card normally gives you. So yeah, yellow is for gold, blue is for spells, red is for taking from other players, green, I think that's for attacking and defending. Because I'm looking at the Shapeshifter here, and this feral ability says, if you spend a green one, green mana, this hero gains +3 damage and +3 health against bosses. So it seems like the green one is meant for, like, battling. This player damage and health board is just a way to keep track. Let's say you've got all these high damage and high health cards in your hand, and you don't feel like doing the math. Well, you can just take a spare red and green mana cube and just keep track for that turn as to what you've been playing. And then you can get the number derived there. We don't have to use it. There's a turn order card, which is nice. It goes over everything there. We'll be making use of this often. I realize we're 10 minutes into the video, folks, so we'll try and get to the game here very shortly. I think I've covered everything. Again, setup is each player takes a board of a particular, it's a random draw, but I chose blue, she chose red. You also get a leader, and that's something that you don't get right away. This leader is something that you add to your deck after the first. It's either minion or boss. I don't remember which one it is. I'm going to have to look that up later. But boss. Is it boss? Oh, thanks. Okay. So, yeah, when the first boss is defeated, we go ahead and add this to our discard pile, I think, and then that comes up later. And it's just a powerful, you know, hero or whatever that we can use to defeat more bosses. So we get the matching one of that color. I have a blue leader, blue board. She has a red leader, red board. These arcane cards go along with the spell deck. Some of these spells use arcane cards, so that gets off to the side. There's 6 different heroes that you're going to put out. Again, the rulebook recommends a starting loadout. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. It recommends this here as the starting loadout. And the reason they're different colors, that's to show you what mana is required to activate their special ability. So as you can see, there's a wide variety of colors there. But if you want to make that red heavy and blue heavy, if there's 2 players and they're red and blue, you can do that. You can mix and match to your heart's content. And there's some other recommended loadouts here for the heroes. What else? Oh yeah, I already explained the artifact, silver, gold. This is defeated monsters, trashed cards. Oh, trashing cards. You can exhaust 1 mana on your turn as many times as you want. So if you have 2 free mana, you can trash. All right, you spend 1 mana to trash 1 card to remove it from the game permanently, to remove it from your hand, so you don't have it anymore. If you have all that copper and you've got all this gold and silver and you're trying to trim your deck, you can exhaust the mana to trash a card. And you can do that as many times as you have available mana to do that. All right. What else did I forget, hon? Did I get everything?
I think so. There is an additional info thing in the back of the turn order.
Is there? Okay. Well, oh, I didn't even see that. Minions reward a pixel. Bosses reward a pixel in points. Gain pixels go to the exhausted section of the war room. During their turn, a player may trade any 2 pixels. Oh, that's another good point. During their turn, a player may trade any 2 pixels of the same color for a color of their choice. Now, that color that they get is put into the exhausted pile. Anytime they earn a pixel, it's immediately exhausted. 5 spells max per player. Spells can be held onto, and spells only apply the turn they are played. And they're one-shot spells. So you use a spell card, you remove it from the game. That's it. You discard it. So you can't keep using spells when you get them. You use them once and that's it. But you can hold on to them and then use them whenever you see fit. All right, let's give this a try. I don't think we're going to get the whole game on camera, honestly, because this game is 15 to 30 minutes per player, and we're new to this, so we're probably going to take about an hour. But we'll start with the opening stuff, and then maybe we'll jump to the middle or end after that. So the way this starts the game, I draw 5 cards to form my starting hand. You do the same. So you've got 10 cards there?
Yeah.
Okay, so just draw 5. You should have 10 there. Should be 7 copper, and here's my hand.
7, 8, I have 9.
You should have 10.
8, 9, 10.
Yep.
I have
Okay.
10.
Yeah, you've got to, exactly. That's what you said the first time. I heard you. We can rewind the tape. So yeah, just take 5 cards.
Okay, shuffling.
Oh, you're shuffling. Okay, I got you.
I feel bad. I saw it.
You're fine.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at that action there. Okay, awesome. Okay, so do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right.
Because I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, so basically on your turn, you take all the cards, you lay them out. And then you spend them. You can buy 1 card per turn. Getting a spell does not count as one of those purchase actions. So you can, as long as you've got the money, you can buy a spell and you can buy a card. Now in my case, I'm blue. I've got the spell book. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust my blue mana to take a spell for free, because that is the card, that's the card special ability down there. And I'm just going to take this, and this is what that looks like. This says, add any hero from the game board to your hand, or, oh, you keep the hero. Ah, nice. So I can basically take, I might just do that now. Okay, so I could do, I mean, it says any hero. I don't see why I couldn't just take the Elite Guard and be done with it. I mean, that's really, wow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take well, here's the thing. They've got a red-green. I may benefit from the Seer instead, but if I can get a green, I mean, this is 4 attack and 4 health by default. So that alone is pretty powerful. I just don't have any red or green to spend to activate this rally ability, which is add +2 damage and +2 health for up to 3 other heroes. Or if I take the Seer, which is a blue-yellow, I don't have the yellow either, but I'm 1 pixel away from being able to activate this should it come up in the future. Discard this hero, draw 2 cards, and then reset 1 pixel. This helps me draw more cards, sure, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Elite Guard just for the raw strength of them. and I'm going to add it to my hand, and I'm going to discard this spell. I'm just going to put it over here. Actually, is there trashed spells? There we go. So it goes there. All right. I'm going to move this box so there's no glare or no shadow. Okay. Is that better, folks? Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay. So I did that. Okay, so I got this. Now that spell book was, I used that, but I can still buy something with the copper that I've got. I've got 3 copper. So I might want to, I'm going to go ahead and spend my 3 copper and get a silver. So in the future when I draw this, I'll have 2 instead of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and discard all of these cards.
Did you do the turn order wrong?
What did I do? Reveal hand and reset pixels. Choose 1 action. Buy 1 card, fight 1 monster, trash cards.
Wasn't the 3rd action the spell book?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to fight anything anyway. I didn't have any,
Oh, but you're buying a card now, right?
Yeah, I guess I should have done the card first and then the spell book. So I guess next time I'll have to do it. I don't think it really mattered in this case, because nothing really happened, except I bought us, I mean, yeah, it didn't really matter, I don't think. But that's a good catch.
It says during the buy action, spells are a separate purchase. So does that mean that you can actually buy a spell?
You can, well, yeah, if you have the spell book. Normally you...
That you just had, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So just to recap the turn. Let's do that in the correct order, just so you can see that it wouldn't matter.
Well, no, I know it wouldn't matter. I just don't get it.
No, it's cool, it's cool. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We've got shield, spell book, 3 copper. That was my hand. All right, so in order, buy 1 card, fight 1 monster, trash cards. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and buy 1 card with my 3 copper.
Okay.
So silver, 3 copper, discard pile, done. Number 3 is spell book if in play.
And that's what you did.
Right, I spend a blue mana. Normally I would need to spend 3 treasure to use this. But
why?
Because that is the default. The default ability on the spellbook is gain a spell for 3 treasure. Because I've got, however, if you have a blue mana, you can spend it to get 1 for free.
Okay, that's what I was confused about. I didn't know how you would buy that. Like, I didn't...
You could do both. You could, if you, let's say I had 8 copper in my hand, or 8, let's say I had 8 treasure from gold or whatever. Mm-hmm. I could buy my card, have some left over, and then still have 3 more to buy. So you can do that. Can you
buy 2 cards? Can you buy 2 spell cards?
You can only buy 1 spell card and 1 action card. Or 1 hero card, rather.
I see. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. These are good questions. We're learning the game.
This game is going to take 4 hours.
It is going to take 4 hours. I know. So I think I'm done. I did my spell. Mm-hmm. I got my card. Oh, did I put my elite guard back? I did. Because I spent I got the spell teleport. I used teleport to get the elite guard. And now this goes into a discard pile. And now I draw 5 more cards for my next hand. Okay. And now it's your turn. So you take your 5 cards. You lay them out.
Okay.
And then you can decide what you want to do with them. So first is reset your... Well, I don't do that yet, but you can reset your mana, which you already have. Choose... Okay, so you can buy 1 card, fight 1 monster, trash card. You choose 1 action.
I might... can I do this one? The strike?
Yeah, you can... Yes, so yeah, it says that's an ability, and that can be played anytime. So yeah, so if you want to spend your red mana, and then you get to choose 1 at random.
Oh, I don't get to see them?
No.
This one.
That one?
Sure.
That's a copper. So now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copper.
Oh yeah, 5, okay.
So you've got 5 copper to spend on your turn.
Okay.
So you can buy silver, which is 3, gold is 6, so you can't do that. You can buy a Squire, a Shapeshifter, a Swordsman, an Assassin, not the Seer or the Elite Guard.
Yeah.
You're going to buy the...
Well, I just want to see it.
That's okay.
I'm going to have to read all these cards.
No, it's okay. I'm going to show it to the people at home, too, so they can see what these cards do as well. The Assassin has 2 attack, 3 health. Bounty, so you spend a yellow mana to activate this. During fight actions, trash a treasure card in play Add the base treasure to this hero's damage or health. Wow. So if you need to get rid of, say, copper, you can spend a yellow mana, trash the copper card, and then add that to either health or, yeah, so it's a way to get strength, but you have to trash a card to do it. So it's a way of cycling through other cards that you may, or other treasure cards that you may not want.
But you have to spend a yellow.
You have to spend a yellow mana.
How do you get a yellow mana?
Well, to get a yellow mana, we have to defeat minions of that color.
Okay.
I don't know if spell cards give you mana or not. I haven't really looked through them to know that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then, that's okay. I'll continue showing the folks at home. This is a Swordsman. 3/2, stances red. Adjust any of this hero's damage into health or health into sight. So if you've got a minion that is high in health, and you've only got 2 here, you can convert some of that. That's kind of cool. Shapeshifter. I already showed you guys that one. The Squire is just your basic guy. 2/1 carry. The abilities of either one leader, one artifact, or any number of items in play are free. Oh, okay. So it's a way of carrying out these special abilities without spending a mana. So I may want to get a Squire in the future so that I could play this Elite Guard ability that I have in my deck now. And it's a blue mana on top of it. So I'm set up for that.
I'm getting a silver.
So you're going to get a silver, okay.
Sure.
Alright, anything else? Fight one monster treasure. Okay, as you already did that. Spell book. You don't have enough money for the spell book. So basically all those cards go in a discard pile.
Okay.
And then you draw 5 more.
Discard?
That's your deck.
Oh.
Yeah. it's important in these kind of games, it's important to keep track of what your discard pile is and what your deck is.
Yep.
Because you're going to go through your entire deck. When you're out of cards in your deck, you're going to shuffle your discard pile and that becomes your new deck.
I see.
So your deck is going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger as you keep buying more cards.
Cool. So I picked new?
Yeah, 5 new ones. Not right now, because if I had red or whatever, I could take from you.
3, 4, 5.
Which I don't have. But okay, so now my turn. I'm going to go ahead and... So here's my sword, and now I don't have a red mana to use that with, so that's useless for me right now. I do have 4 copper. So what I may end up doing is I could... Oh, this gets reset. I could do either a silver or a Squire. I'm going to go ahead and take the... I'm actually going to continue building my monetary empire here. I'm going to take silver. That's it. Nothing else for me to do. This goes into a discard pile. Now I'm out of cards to draw, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these up poorly because I don't know how to shuffle.
I can shuffle for you.
And then that becomes my new deck, and then I'm going to draw 5 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I almost had that. 5. There we go. So 5 cards. There we go. Okay, so now it is your turn. You play your 5. She's got lots of stuff there. You've got 3 copper, a spell book, and a shield.
I can't play any of these, right?
You can't... The shield gives you 2 health, but it's not enough to defeat anything. The spell book, you can spend 3 of your copper to buy a spell, but well, first, do you want to take an action? And the action being, do you want to spend that 3 on anything here? If not, you could use that 3 to buy a spell because you've got the spell book. And this goes back there. Not that it really matters this turn, but...
I wish we could divvy it up. Like, what if you had 6 coins and you wanted to spend...
You can. You can.
Oh, you can.
You can. Well, you can do. You can buy 1 card from here and 1 from here.
I see. That's interesting.
You can divvy it up. You can't buy 2, but you can do 1 and 1.
Oh, okay. So you can't buy like 2 heroes even if you have the money for it.
I don't know if there's special cards in the game that let you do that. I don't know.
I see.
Like that 1 spell card I got, this teleport, lets me add a hero. That, I could also buy a hero because I didn't technically buy it. I used my spell to get it.
I see.
So, in a way, I could get 2 per turn, but with the help of that spell.
I I'm gonna get a sword.
Okay, awesome. This is what generally happens in deck builder.
Yeah.
We spend our money.
Economy.
Yeah, to get more money, and then later in the game we're able to afford better cards.
So now I shuffle?
Yeah, now you shuffle. What I'm going to do is put a cut here, and then we'll come back when we've got more things going on, because right now we're just going to continue buying silver more than likely. All right, see you guys soon. Okay, and we're back. We've played off camera for about 10 minutes. I wanted to quickly go over a goof that I did, and you'll notice that I no longer have this trashed spell here. The reason is I wasn't able to actually play that card. Nothing happened gameplay-wise. I caught it almost immediately and never used it, this elite guard. Originally, I played the spell and I took a free card. However, I didn't realize that these spells have little pixels on the top. So, in order for me to actually play these spells, you have to spend pixels to do it. The gray ones are just simply one of any color. No, because I took the teleport back into my hand because I shouldn't have been able to play it at all. And I also put the elite guard back. Okay? So that's what's happened up to this point. Also, she just defeated our first monster. She had a seer, a swordsman, and a sword. And then she also used her red mana to... She took a card from my hand with her sword and managed to get my shield. So she had 8 attack and 8 defense, or 8 health, whatever it is. And she destroyed this yellow one here, and because she destroyed it, she took a yellow pixel. Okay? And that ended her turn. So that's where we are up to this point. You can put them back in the discard. Thank you, hon. Appreciate it. Okay. So it's the start of my turn now. I'm without my elite guard now, but I do have a lot more gold than I did before. Another spell book. Copper, silver, shield, copper. Another thing that I didn't realize, trashing a card counts as one action. So if I were to choose one action, it's buy one card, fight one monster, trash cards. Now, it says choose one action, so I'm assuming that you can only do one of these 3 things. So anytime you want to trash something by spending a mana, that's it. Yeah. I thought you could trash as many as you wanted to. Oh, it says trash cards. Okay, so if you choose the trash action, you just make sure you've got a lot of mana in case you want to trash. Otherwise, you're going to be trashing 1 card per turn. All right, well, anyway, it's my turn. I'm going to be playing these cards here. Spell book, copper, silver, shield, copper. Not a whole lot going. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, which isn't enough to do much of anything. I will... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to take my blue mana. I'm going to trash this copper. And that'll end my turn. I'm going to try and trim my deck a little bit. And I take 5 more cards. 1, 2, and it's your turn.
My turn.
Yep, so you got your 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I got a lot more gold coming.
I'm going to...
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 treasure and 1 spell book.
I'm going to use a
yellow
to give myself
6.
Yeah.
Okay, because basically.
Well, the +2, right?
Oh, okay.
So,
is that the silver?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Very good. So yeah, she spent a yellow to use this special ability +2 treasures. So she has instead
4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So you've got 7 gold that you can spend now.
Okay. I'm going to get...
That brings you all the way up to the elite guard.
Yeah.
Or gold. Not enough for these artifacts. In case I didn't explain it earlier, artifacts are like uber powerful cards. They cost 9 apiece, and they do very powerful things. But you do need, I believe... Well, it looks like you can just... There are regular abilities, but you can also spend mana to... like this, for example. Draw a card, choose 1. +1 spell, +4 treasure, +4 damage, +4 health. So you choose one of those. Or you can spend 2 mana and do all of them. Which pretty powerful.
And they're not one-time use.
No, that's something that's in your deck from here on out. So yeah, they're uber powerful cards to get. And if you have the mana to play them, then that's even better.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to grab this one.
You're going to do... Okay,
the elite card.
Elite card? Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Whoa.
I got 3 gold there.
I think I know what you're getting.
I'm getting well, I want this because...
you already have a blue.
I have a blue already, and if I can get another blue and get more of this stuff, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this Tomb of the Serpents. And they're not all the same either. This one's different. This is Trident of the Lost Seas. Draw a card, discard, and redraw up to 3 cards when drawing your next hand, and then Tidal Surge is a different ability down here. So each one has a different thing going on with it. All right, so 1, 2, and I have to shuffle for 3 more. All right, so you get to play your 5.
Okay. I'm going to move the camera back somewhat. There we go. Okay. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got a Swordsman and a Seer. So that's 6 attack and 6 health. Good job. So you could destroy this one and that one. Okay. Do you want to do that as your action? Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to kill this one.
Yeah.
This moves down. New one comes out. And you get a red that goes exhausted. But yeah, awesome. Good job. You're starting to get a lot of mana. I still have my little old blue over here. Okay. I'll play. Okay, silver, copper, 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 copper.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm money bags over here, but it's just. I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could buy a gold. I'm going to just trash a copper and be done with it. I'm sick of these coppers. All right, that goes into a discard pile.
But they're so helpful.
In the beginning, maybe, but I'd rather have those golds come up than those coppers.
Yeah. All right, and
then I draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My goodness. Okay.
So you've got 2 attack, 2 defense. That's sword ability, so you can spend a red mana to do that. You have a gold, that's 3, a spell book, and 1 copper. So you've got 4 gold or 4 treasure there.
Yep.
If you wanted to buy anything or buy a spell for 3.
Or it'll turn to 5 if I spend this.
If you spend a yellow, correct.
Yeah.
Right. Or this says, oh yeah, if you have 2.
Only if I have 2.
Yeah, if you have 2 yellow, you get 5 treasure for that gold ability. In case you're curious as to what I just said, folks, if she spends 2 yellow mana, she gets plus 5 treasure. That's what that is.
What does my ability do? I don't get it.
This is, you don't have this yet, but reveal an opponent's hand and play a hero of your choice. That means these are heroes.
Yeah.
So if I have one of these in my hand, you get to choose which one you want to use for that turn.
Only for that turn?
It says return and then discard. Oh, it says reveal an opponent's hand and play a hero of your choice. Return and then discard that hero. Okay, so basically the way that's going to work is once you start using that, let's say you use that ability by spending 2 red. I reveal my hand to you. If there's a hero, you can pick it, use it for its strength and its attack and its health. Once you're done with it, it goes into my discard pile. So I can't use it for my turn. So basically you're taking a hero from me, borrowing him, and then not giving him back for me to use for the following turn.
I see.
At least that's what I'm gathering from that.
Can I use him?
No, you don't have. You have to defeat a boss first, remember?
Oh, that's right.
We have to defeat a boss before these leader cards go into our hand.
Oh.
Or into our discard pile is what I
see. Okay. So they have to go in the discard pile first before you get to use them, and it'll show up randomly.
Yes, it'll show up later.
I see. That's interesting. I like that. All right. Okay. So I will use. I'll use the red ability for this one.
To take something from me.
Yeah.
Or to use it.
Ooh.
Gold.
3.
Yep. So you 3, 6, 7. So you have 7 gold to use.
8.
Oh, plus your 8, right? For your yellow. Yep.
8. So I can get 8.
Oh, good job.
Oh well, it didn't really matter anyways. There's nothing that equals 8.
Well, but hey, you never know.
Oh, man.
Tough.
Yeah, it is.
You can buy a gold. You can buy another elite guard. Anyone really.
I'm gonna get a guard.
Okay. You're going after those monsters, man.
I am, man. I like them.
Hmm.
And discard.
Okay. I'm gonna play mine. I've got Tome of the Serpents, so I get to choose one. Or draw a card and choose one. I'm gonna draw a card and choose one. I can choose one spell, 4 treasure, 4 damage, 4 health. Well, I don't have any attack cards whatsoever. So, do I want this? No. I could take 4. I've already got 3, 6, 9, 10, 12 treasure. I can do 4 more. I mean, that's just 16 treasure. I don't need that much treasure. I think I would just draw a spell card for free. This is, okay, treasure and spell card for me. Okay, so if my opponent ever has one, I can spend a mana to do that. Anyway, so I had 12. I'm just going to choose another artifact, I think.
Nice. Once you get like 27 gold, you can just pick 3 artifacts.
Yeah, right. Draw a card, gain an additional card in your next hand for every 2 abilities opponents activate. Max of 3 cards. Tross's Helm. Draw a card. Choose one. Opponents cannot play spells this turn. Ignore attacks until your next turn. Mordell's Ring. Draw a card. If any opponent buys a card before your next turn, gain a card of the same cost. Hello. That's cool. Because you'll be buying cards probably. So I'm going to go ahead and take Mordell's Ring here. And throw that into my discard pile.
What does that do?
Basically, if I play this, and then when everyone else's turn is going, before my next turn, if someone buys a card, I can take a card of the same value. Yeah. I'll snap is right.
And that's during.
Like, so if I play that card, I'll just remember that I played it. You go.
Oh.
You buy a card, I get to take one.
Wow. That's nasty. So that means that person also has to remember that you just played it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You might want to trash something instead.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. My turn? 2, 4, 5.
Wow, look at you. Okay, so you've got a Swordsman, a Seer, so that's 6 damage and 6 health. Man, you're chalking up the kills. I mean, you've got enough for this 2, 6, and this 6. Okay, so you're going to take the green one.
Yeah.
Okay, so take a green. These move down to rank 5. Ooh. Getting tough.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got silver. It's 5 shield spellbook. I'm going to, okay, so with 5, there's nothing I really want out of all of this with 5. I'm going to go ahead and trash another copper, and with my spellbook, I will drain my mana to take one for free. You can only have up to 5 spells, and I think I've got 4. Yeah, so this is all I can get. So I've got, this is my other spell card that I just drew. So I've got 5 now. So I can't have more than 5 at this point. Alright, so that's that. These go away. And 1, 2. Alright, and you get to draw your 5 there.
Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can see this being 15 to 30 minutes per player if they knew what they were doing and were fast, but we're not fast.
Ooh. Alright. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do.
That's a 4/4, okay.
I'm going to 1, 2, 3, trash 3 copper.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes, absolutely. You can trash 3 copper.
Goodbye, gold. I love you.
It's okay. You've got gold in there, I'm sure. But that's good, because now you're getting rid of crap to play your cards. You can draw 5 more. And then I've got gold, sword, gold, silver, shield. All right, so I've got, I guess what I'll do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go ahead and start buying some troops. I'm going to buy an elite guard, and that will end my turn. 5 more for me. No. Okay.
Alright, my turn.
Yep, your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
Alright, so
you've got silver, seer, shield, elite guard, and copper. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you got 7 red, and wow, you've got 10 green. So
it says here, if I use this ability, I add 2 damage and 2 health for up to 3 heroes. So for these 3. Oh no, these 2, because this is just a 9.
It says other heroes, yeah. So you could, so you would be getting. All right, so this might be a good time to use this. So let's keep track. You've got, by default, you've got 7 red, and you've got 10 green.
8. Oh yeah, 10 green, yeah.
Okay, so if you used your rally ability, which is your red and green mana, and that comes from this, you would get +2/+2 for each. So that would be 9, 11, and this would be 12, 14. So you'd be at 11, 14. So that would be not enough to kill this, but you could kill one of these easily.
Nah, I don't want to do that. Alright, I'm going to...
I'll put these back, 11, 14.
Yeah. 5. Man, this is tough. Which one's this one? Oh, yeah, that's right.
You almost had enough for that boss. If she weren't tier 5.
Almost. I was aiming for it. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, like, do I get that or no? Do I kind of, it's like, okay, yeah.
Buying the Feral? Or the Shapeshifter?
I want to. I don't know if I should. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll get it. Discard.
Alright.
And that was 4, and I already had 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yeah, for spending the yellow. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Alright, folks. I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off here. We'll pick up again when we're nearing the end. Stay tuned. Alright, and we're back. This is actually the end of the game. She beat her 3rd or 4th monster at this point, or boss. And she got to 10. I'm still at 0. So, how did this game play out off camera? Well, she's out there. She's got a huge army battling these monsters. Look how much mana she has. She's been defeating these minions left and right, activating and chaining abilities. She's got like 2 red, 1 green. She's got all of these abilities that she's chaining and able to do. I think at one point she had like 20 attack and 18 health, and she was just one-shotting everything. It was pitiful. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there with a bag of gold, dragging it behind me. Wait for me! Wait for me! Like my deck. Like I made the mistake, and I'll know this for next time. I didn't even get to use my hero once. I have like 3 artifacts, which were really cool, don't get me wrong. Tome of Serpents, I have that. Elemental Shard, I had that.
How many cards do you have?
I have a lot. I have too many cards. No, well, all right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I would say about 25 cards.
9.
You have 9 cards, well, including your hand?
Oh,
so you have like 15 cards.
Until 34, 15 cards.
You see, I had too many cards. My problem was I was bogged. In the beginning of the game, I was trying to get as much money as possible, and that's all I was buying. but I wasn't able to clear my deck. All right, so I'm getting rid of all of my money cards, and these were all of the cards in my deck that were not used for, like, I was rich. Like I said, I had the bag of gold, this huge rucksack over my shoulder, trying to carry it, and she's out there with, like, the Dragonborn, just taking down dragons and everything else. And my hand was poor. It was poor hand deck management is what it was. I started buying heroes toward the end of the game, but by then I couldn't catch up. I had these. This is my standard. This is my hero, Elite Guard, Swordsman, Seers. I bought some Seers, but it just wasn't enough. So yeah, she won the race there. I took too long to get heroes, and I really noticed an emphasis on this mana. Like, 3/4 through the game, I had 1 mana. I defeated 1 minion through the entire game, and I got a red mana to go along with that. But I noticed that the more that she killed, the more she was chaining abilities left and right, and it was helping her clear out those bosses left and right. So, my advice to newcomers to this game is...
get those minions.
Yeah, don't make the same mistake I did and worry about your economy for a long game. Sure, get 1 or 2 cards to help you buy more cards in the future, but I would say focusing on money and people equally is a better strategy than just doing what I did and focusing on money. I also bought some artifacts because they were cool and I wanted to try them out. And my problem was I had the spellbook ability, but I didn't have any pixels to spend to activate these spells. So I had spent 1 spell card the entire game. She's over there laughing at me.
I feel so bad.
No, it's a learning experience. That was next time I'll know not to be so worried about making money, because I love money management sims on the computer. Like, I love banking games. I love all that stuff. And here I was enthralled with being Mr. Moneybags and buying everything. But then I realized, you're over there with 15 mana, and I'm sitting here, well, I guess I'll buy this hotel, but it's not going to get me any victory points.
You can,
Boardwalk and Park Place are mine, but that monster, I'll just bribe them, I don't know.
You can house my heroes.
Yeah, basically. They're dining at my inn that I bought. Yeah.
I feel bad because, like, the Arcana stuff that you bought, I think it would have worked better if you didn't, like, if we actually was used to the game, you don't have to tell, like, you shouldn't be able to tell me, oh, I got this, this spell that could,
that's okay. Well, that's what learning games are all about. I don't care. I mean, I think as long as we had fun. And did you have fun with it?
Oh, yeah.
I think the production quality is excellent. I love the idea of the deck building, but I also like the mana to go along with it. Mm-hmm. It's going to take a few games for me to get a good strategy down, I think. And plus, like I said, these are just the recommended cards. We can play with other cards here that we may not see next time. It's up to however you guys want to do it. But I do recommend the starter setup if it's your first time playing. Mm-hmm. And what did you think?
I loved it.
You'd play it again?
I would absolutely play it again. I would love to try and do teams too, like
teams.
two versus two.
You mentioned earlier that you wish there was a co-op game or co-op variant. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out how that would work. Like, if we had to defeat, like, collectively so many minions and bosses before a time limit. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure there may be a variant out there or something.
That would
at some
be cool.
Point.
Kind of like have like a little pretend monster tracker right here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're creative. We'll come up with something. So there you go, folks. That was Havenfall. Really cool game. Go check it out. Special thanks to Ida Lee, not only for kicking my butt, but for helping me out with this. This is Vince and Ida Lee. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.